bangers. All right, we got something really, really special for you because I finally got down here to New Orleans. I haven't shut up about it for the last month, but I'm down here because the band I Am, Kenny Hickey and Johnny Kelly of the Legacy Typo Negative, along with Todd Strange and Kirk Winstein, Crowbar, and the Down Families, are together to write new songs and jam together, whatever it is. And they invited a bunch of different people to have involvement at some degree, including these three gentlemen right here. It is my absolute pleasure and honor to introduce to you Doug, Tyler, and Tom of the almighty October Noir. Guys, how are ya?
Doing good.
Yeah, doing great, man.
Really good. It's so awesome to be here with you because, like, I was thinking about this on the way over. No other band on earth has pulled off what you guys have. Your main influence is obviously Typo Negative. You'd agree?
Yeah, fully.
Okay. No other band on earth has managed to match their main influence like you have. And I was like, they need to be studied by NASA. You know, you've beaten science, like, when you really think about it. You know, AI can't even do what you guys did. But my question to you with that said is very simple. How the fuck did you do it?
I don't know, for me, it came naturally, just from my time playing this kind of music. So it translated very well. No, I don't know, man. It's just like, I know we were discussing a little bit earlier. I'm a big fan of Danzig and whatnot. So a lot of that was my influence in the Doom side, Black Sabbath, of course, coming up in life, and then finding and discovering Typo, which brought it to a whole nother level. So it's like, you know, sitting with Kenny and, you know, letting them know, hey, man, you guys created a genre and it's potentially untapped. So for me, it kind of came naturally in the way you write. But yeah, a lot of it was big goth overtones and.
So how? At what point did you realize? At what point were you like, holy shit, I sound just like Peter Steele?
Well, I never realized. I was just like, oh, deep voice. Okay, people are saying it. In one of my earlier bands in life back in 2004. So I never thought that about myself. But other people, you know, they'll hear it, and I've always gotten those kind of comments or whatever. So
I'm hearing it right now. You're talking. He sounds just like it when he talks.
But I mean, for me, it's not intentional. It's just. It's the way I fucking talk. It's the way I sing. It's whatever. It just worked. It coincided. So I was like, well, if that's gonna be the case, let's see what happens. Let's do something. Let's try it and see if there's a market for it. And it turned out to be one.
Yeah.
So
and that's one of the reasons why I have so much respect for you guys as musicians and what you're doing, because you pay tribute to the forefathers of a genre, and it's not like a pretty good attempt. It's not like, oh yeah, it's like pretty damn good. No, it is like, it is exact.
Yeah, it's. I guess you could say that. Yeah, especially that video that you did, where you put our songs side by side. I never even did that. I never even thought to. And
yeah, that was
heard
crazy.
it. I was like, oh fuck, that's a little weird. Go ahead.
I'd have to say, in my opinion, if people were to be studying my music or anything like that, one of the highest pieces of praise and reverence you can have for for another musician's music is to draw inspiration from them and create, like, do tribute through your creativity. That's something that's completely bereft from just covering a song. I think there's more spiritual energy to be put into creating new things off of the influence of
yeah, it's like I've always said, music begets music. Everybody rips everybody off.
You know, so with that said, speaking of godfathers and forefathers, I wasn't there to catch it, but you guys met two of the godfathers last night. Oh my, what was that like?
It was awesome. I don't know. I walked in the door and they were there, and I kind of fanboy pretty hard sometimes, but it was just really incredible to be like, holy hell! I mean, there they are right there, and we hung out. And it was great. It was a great meeting.
They were very good, down to earth guys, you know. And I personally, I don't get starstruck or anything. So when I met them, It was just like you just shoot the shit, you know, and they treat them like anybody else. They're just people, just anybody else. You know?
I'm the opposite. I always starstruck. Always.
Well, you know, for me, like I can imagine they have been in scenarios where they got these crazed fans that just fucking dart at them and just bombard them and have all their shit puking out towards them. I don't want to do that to them, you know. I wouldn't do that to anybody. Just yeah.
That probably went miles with them. You know?
Yeah, well, I hope so. Yeah. They seem to like it, so.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I was like, that when you really think about it, let's be honest here, that was like, frankly, historic. Okay, because you had two of the godfathers of the genre.
Yeah.
You then have the rightful heirs to the throne of that sound's legacy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I call it sad, but we just do what we do, man.
Yeah, but I was thinking about it. I was like, there's like that old picture of Mick Jagger when he was like 15, and he was like, I don't know, the news like captured it. It was him meeting John Lennon, and that's like what came to mind. And I'm just like, you know,
yeah, it was very surreal, just seeing him just sit there, you know.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh, are we wearing matching socks?" So then I was trying to figure out, was that done on purpose? Or, you know, so yeah.
You guys were matching socks?
No, Kenny and Johnny were.
Oh.
So yeah, I was like, did they play in that? So yeah,
So
it was a good
funny.
time.
So okay, let's talk about your music for a second, all right? Or however long you want. The first song that I heard was Forever Haunt, okay? Raquel said, check out these guys, October Noir. And my immediate reaction was, what? You know, like many other people's.
Yes.
So I went to the beginning of your discography, to 2017's The Haunting and the Powerful. And I was like, okay, you know, maybe their sound is not going to be as developed as Forever Haunt.
Yeah.
But it was. I mean, you guys, it sounds like you guys came right out of the gate swinging.
Kind of, sort of. So one of the things that I was doing, I mean, all of this was a learning process as it was coming up. So one of the things that I did was, you know, I think we've done it with the first two albums where we've gone back and remastered because it was very, like, undertoned in development during that time. So we just kind of peaked the levels up a little bit more. It's still the original recorded pieces. To what we did, it's just they're a little bit more shaped on the studio side.
And how? So all right, so you finished with the album, and like, how proud were you guys of when it was done? Like what you pulled off with that?
I was just ready to be fucking done hearing it.
Really?
Yeah, you hear it so fucking much.
Are you guys like that? Yeah, we hear it so much.
Processes, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're recording it, you hear so many different variations of it from start, where you just have these little pieces and you're trying to mend them together. Yeah, when the album was done, I don't think I listened to the whole thing and sat down with it for maybe 3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I've been listening to it for almost a year, you know, all those parts and pieces chopped up. And so I let it breathe for a little while, and I put it on and I listened to the whole thing from start to finish, probably about 3 weeks after the release, and I was so incredibly proud.
But and at the end of it, I'm very happy with the outcome of that one.
Like the experience of actually working on it kind of poisons the enjoyment of actually listening to it as music. It's very rewarding in the writing process when you find something, oh, this sounds really good. I can't wait to see this inside of the completed product. But yeah, it takes a little bit of a break for you to truly appreciate the music after it's done. But I was very, very pleased with it.
So like when you got to that point, after that, what, like a month or so of like, kind of like what Tyler said, like, you know, you got to let it sit for a little while. Like, was it awesome though? I mean, did it like, oh shit, I can't believe we did that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of drip fed to us being the ones that wrote it. So like you know, we got to have a bunch of little moments rather than the fans experiencing all of it at once.
Oh, okay,
so,
that's true.
You know, it was a good ride though. It was fun writing the album, and it was my first time doing it as a keyboard player.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because right now, hold on, you played keys. Right now, you're on guitar.
Yes, I was originally a guitar player, moved to keys. Our guitar player quit, and now I'm back on guitar again.
Okay, all right. Okay, so 2 years later, 2019, we see the album 13. And
that's correct.
this is probably one of like the rare occasions when the expression "much of the same" is a good thing, because it didn't sound like the formula changed a whole lot.
And it didn't. It didn't. I know. So like the first album, which I particularly don't care for personally, about half the album was done with these influence riffs from typo songs and stuff, and it was more of like spelling it out for the listener, kind of say, hey, this is what we're looking at on
You're
the
setting the
direction.
stage?
Yeah, setting the stage, right. So coming into the second album, I remember being in a position where I wanted to avoid and kind of get away from all that stuff and do less of the more influential kind of head nod riffs and get into doing more of the originals that we were after. But you had a lot of the fan base that were still wanting to see those influential riffs pulled in. So, you know, we kind of, I think we did like 1 or 2 songs that kind of catered to that. And then we did Her Dark Embrace, which was written in parallel.
That's one of my favorites on the album.
Yeah, which is funny because like that one was done on purpose to piss people off and get their attention. Because we had the hardest time like just getting people to, hey, click this fucking link and just check it and see what you think. These were typo fans. I remember seeing a particular fan now that then I'd send them the link, and a year later they're going, oh, I just found this band. I'm like, what the all right, motherfuckers, let's stir the hornet's nest. So that's where Her Dark Embrace came from.
Okay.
But it was written parallel from Haunted, the song Haunted. But yeah.
Tombstone. Wait, is it Tombstones kicks it off, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like when you get back okay, so 13's the follow up, and I feel like Tombstones was a really good way to say like this is who we are by now. That song stomps. It's very ass kicking. It's heavy.
Yeah, that was probably the heaviest song there, I would say.
Was that intentional? Were you like, we need a real ass kicker to open up like the second album?
It
Basically,
became intentional after it was all kind of done because I wait till the last to kind of assemble what the track listings are going to be. But yeah,
Okay.
that one was going to be the heavy, like fucking drive song. But it was mainly about corporate America and just how they fucking destroy you.
Okay.
Because they want their money, you know. So yeah, it was something kind of diving in on that deep dark shit of dealing with corporate.
Oh,
America.
don't let me forget to ask. I'll get to it. I'll get to it when we get to Letters to Existence. But okay, so I'll ask the same question at that point. Like when it was all said and done, I mean, were you proud and happy of that album?
Yeah. But happy every time because it's weird if you listen to each album as they go. It's more building blocks, and then you get better and better, and you just get more tuned to how you're working and your workflows and things like that. So yeah, every album is a step to being better.
So, and in that case, Fate, Wine, and Wisteria. 2020.
2021.
2021. Okay. That is where I feel like you guys started adding a little bit of salt. Where like, you know, some unique October Noir, unique to October Noir. I mean, take Effigy. Effigy is a good example, right? One good example. That to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but that to me feels like, well, it's kind of like a 50s sort of.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It was based off of like an old 40s doo-wop song.
That's not a cover, is it?
No, it's not
Oh.
a cover. But it was also influenced from Michael Gray's era of the Misfits.
Oh, all right.
If you listen to the song Saturday Night, that's
Yeah.
kind of where that was taken from. In our photographer at the time, D. Cole, her husband Brian, he was into that kind of music and that style of punk. So he kind of sat down and helped us kind of build this one out, which
Damn.
worked out really well.
Yeah, Fate, Wine, and Wisteria really marks the point in this band's history where Tom actually has some help writing. Those first 2 albums, it was almost entirely Tom.
Oh, yeah.
You did have a couple of features.
Well, the first one was entirely me.
Nate Grigodowski.
Yeah, Nate was on. He was on the second
guitar
album.
riff
Yeah,
on the second album.
yeah. He
But,
helped with the band.
Yeah, this is the first time. Fate, Wine, and Wisteria was the first time we had consistent collaboration
Yeah.
with the writing of the songs.
But Fate Wine was also done in Chicago with Paul Bento, who was the sitar player on Bloody Kisses and Type of
Oh,
Negative.
wow, no way.
Good friend of Pete.
Did he contribute to the album?
He engineered the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
So
Well, so, okay, Tyler, let's talk about Persephone for a second. There, it sounds to me like there's some shredding on that, like, or some. Is it tapping, or is it like?
There's definitely shredding on the back end of it for sure.
Yeah.
You know, we've really only played that song one time live. And the first time we ever practiced it, He's got like a
wine
shelf
rack.
of wine bottles. And the first time we ever practiced that song live, we blew the bottom of the wine bottle.
Yeah, out.
It
Yeah,
exploded.
it fucking exploded.
What?
Yeah.
Who was responsible for that?
The song?
When
The
we-
frequencies
when
of
we-
that song, dude.
When we kicked in,
Yeah.
when we kicked into the chorus, I would say.
Yeah, because when we
the-
played it live, this whole fucking stage was just.
It was shaking.
Oh man!
Yeah, it was
And I,
so
I don't
fucking
think
heavy.
I've never. I can't say I've ever felt a feeling like that. We
Yeah,
were
it
in,
was
we
like
were
a
in
fucking
Florida playing
earthquake.
that. And man, that song was just so.
And I ruined
Heavy.
it by changing the ending to Careless Whisper.
Yeah. It actually fit. Like the whole fucking writing of Careless Whisper would fit in.
Yeah, during that time, I was just messing around with like the guitar solos and various things, and just doing little motifs and cameos of different songs. Like, I can't remember what it was, but I did it with Symmetry a lot.
Okay.
Anytime we got like long riffing and stuff, I like to do little musical jokes. And like the new album actually ends on a musical joke.
He
learned-
knows.
Was it you? I think it was you that told me what it was. That's the. You know what? I don't want to give it away unless you guys want to give it away.
You give it away, man. We're good with it.
It's SpongeBob. There's like a secret track, and at the end of Letters to Existence, and I'm hearing it. I'm like, what is that? And I thought it was like some sort of like Tetris or Russian-y type thing. And yeah, Doug
Yeah,
told me
everybody thinks
that.
it's carnival music.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it was just a minor key organ rendition of the ending credits for SpongeBob. Just phone it home. Hey, album's done. Go home.
Well, hell, I mean, you did a great job.
Good
With
way to end on it.
So now we're in 2023. Letters to Existence is out. It's your latest album. And Tom, I heard you mention this. I don't remember who the interview was with, but you said that this was more of this is more darkness, more lows. But I don't know if I experienced that as the listener.
And you may not. Well, and a lot of that's going to be more on the lyrical basis and content. I know we did play around with more like lower end notes, like the A1 note that's in She's Gone. So that was some of the hitting the way lower range. But yeah, I think on the darker level of things, I meant that in a lyrical sense.
Is it lyrical?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's jump back an album for a second and go to Reverence. Like that, I think that took a lot of balls as a guy to write those lyrics. I mean, not a whole lot of guys want to admit, I'm trying to get over. I'm trying to get over my ex, or I'm trying to reel her back in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that was the thing. It was, and that whole song was about being in your own personal hell from a relationship. So, and then trying to, fight your way out of it or fight your way into it. So it's just this very kind of duality that happens, which is like in the writing process getting really dark and then kind of peaking in this brightness and then fucking dive bombing right back into the darkness.
I've noticed that you guys are really, really good at doing that. You know what? I'll take Spring for an example. Spring is a beautiful song. People talk about like classical, sonatas and everything bringing people to tears. Spring could bring someone to tears. I really feel like it's so uplifting. But then there's that part that was like, and then.
And that boom,
Yeah.
wow, yeah. It dives off into that darkness again, yeah.
I finally got to play some woodwinds.
Okay, yeah.
Celine
was
Dion
me.
is very happy, Doug.
Coming soon, the full recorder quartet version of Goodbye Blackbird.
Oh yeah, I heard something about that.
That was just a video I put online.
From Doug.
Oh, is that where I heard
Yeah,
that?
I recorded a good rendition of Goodbye Blackbird in like a recorder quartet.
Oh, okay. So maybe, so I didn't hear that. Oh no, Tom, you were telling. Well, actually, I won't bring it up.
You bring it up whatever you want,
Like
man. It
leaking
doesn't matter.
stuff.
No, it's
We have
good.
fun
Actually, you
sometimes.
can't talk about that. If you want to talk about it, man. It'd be a good time to.
I'll let you talk about it.
It'll be no. This is for you. Go ahead. What did I tell you, Joe?
You got all right.
Give me that camera. Let
Here's
me
a
interview
fully
this guy.
acoustic version of Goodbye Blackbird, and it's on its way.
No, not Goodbye Blackbird though.
Oh, it's not.
Remember, it's your first song you heard.
No, that one was a joke.
With
Is it
Nadia.
forever?
This one's
Everyone?
real.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, yeah.
okay.
With Nadia,
oh, yeah,
yeah.
that was a joke. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. So it's a fully acoustic version of Forever Haunt. Are you gonna have Nadia on?
Oh,
it?
yes.
Oh, really?
She's coming back. So, and we're actually doing like something totally different with it, and it's even in its structure, because I think the original structure went from like 3/4 to 4/4, and then it just kind of bounced back and forth, and this one stayed in 3/4, but it has almost like this medieval sense to it. It's very different. But it's I told Nadia, it's almost like we're gonna cover ourselves. So let's do that.
You mentioned like medieval. Is that where who? Okay, so Tyler, besides Typo, I know there's probably nobody in this room right now that doesn't love Saint Vitus.
Yeah.
Okay, but all right. So I know beside Typo, you love Saint Vitus, but Tom, you also like black metal too, like symphonic sort of
some
stuff.
of it, yeah.
Is that where like I'll hear sometimes those keys and those
Yes.
medieval? Oh, is that okay?
Big time Cradle of Filth stuff. There's a lot of influence for keyboard work and our stuff.
I think you guys, with your playing ability and your musicianship, if I'm totally off on this, please let me know. And it's Doug. It's probably coming from you on the keys, but I think you guys have a pathway, if you wanted to Prog.
We do, if Doug had his way too. He's
Is
a very big prog guy.
okay. That's where I
Yeah,
hear.
that's
it
where
from.
I get my musical roots
Yeah.
from. I played
Really?
a ton of Dream Theater,
Oh!
Opeth, Guthrie Govan, Marcos Fogli.
Those are names I don't even know. I know like Mahavishnu and Liquid Tension and
I love those two.
all right.
Marcos Fogli is my favorite guitar player. Paul Gilbert.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah, of course.
I was really into shred as a guitar player, and that's where I get a lot of the formative influences in terms of guitar, at least. But I listen to all kinds of stuff.
Okay. That makes me feel so good to I've paid attention that closely and I can pick it up. I'm like, I hear a little bit of prog stuff in here and everything.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on, man. I mean, we really do look at so much more than what the surface is, where people, see, oh, it's typo wannabes, typo ripoffs, typo this, typo that. It's constant. But there's so much more going on underneath all of it.
I think in terms of prog influences that I bring to the table with this, it's mostly Porcupine Tree and Opeth kind of stuff. Steven Wilson is amazing producer, total legend. I give my right eye for him to do a record for us. But
Yeah, he already gave us right nut, so yeah.
Yeah, Steven Wilson, he has made some of the best music that a lot of people have never heard. It's a shame. Porcupine Tree is awesome. But when it comes to me, I mean, you had mentioned Poison Black earlier.
Yeah.
And bands like that, Poison
A good
Black,
band.
and then Twine from Finland, and him, Bill Avallo. I mean, that's kind of the music that I want to play. That style. I mean, we're already doing that, but when I look at the drums, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Poison Black was perfect where like their double bass placements and their music, not overly done, but just in the perfect spots. And this album is actually one of the first that's had some really prominent double bass in places, but it didn't need a whole lot of double bass.
So you would say then that like you can pick out parts. Well, I kind of already know the answer, but like you can pick out parts on, let's just say, Letter to Existence, where you're like, oh, okay, that's like the Poison Black part.
Yeah.
Or, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it was one of your big fans that mentioned this to me, Annie Garrett. Annie Garrett is somebody that I know to be a very big fan of October Noir, and she said, yeah, because I was kind of spitting the same thing in the beginning. I'm like, oh, typo and stuff, and she said, she's like, but there's so much more if you listen.
Yeah.
Spring into Autumn. Is that's
Summer to autumn.
Summer. Okay. There is like an orchestral section in that, like toward kind of the back end.
yeah, a lot of the influence for that came from like Philip Glass and Vangelis, like film score kind of
okay,
stuff,
okay.
like Koyaanisqatsi and Chariots of Fire, Blade Runner. I'm really into that kind of scoring kind of thing. I love a cinematic feel.
Well, and the first half of that song was actually written for our good friend Wayne over at the Pirate Forge. He was on History Channel, and he won whatever season he was on or whatever. But we wanted to do like a theme song for him, so we presented that to him. He wasn't really interested in going with the theme song for his channel. I think he was just like, So I was like, fuck it. It's piratey. I was like, let's pull that in.
Yeah, Summer to Autumn had one of the best doom sections of the album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just Yeah, you know what? And I think that says a lot about your what is this? Versatility, the word, because I didn't really, I can pick up on a ton of Doom.
Sir, it's 2023. Get with the word diverse.
It's a diversity. All right, yeah. Okay. You had a very diverse sound and everything. You guys also kind of remind me of Guns N' Roses in a way, because they're a band that, like, if they feel like doing a cover, they've done a lot of covers.
Yeah.
You guys, I feel like, if you guys feel like doing a cover, you're going to do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think a really good test to find out how good your band is the Cry Little Sister test, okay? Many bands have done that, have covered that before you guys have.
Right.
But in my opinion, they have all failed until you guys played it.
Thank you, man.
That's one of those songs that I feel like you just shouldn't cover it because it's never going to be as good as the original.
Yeah.
You guys killed it.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, because
Thank you
that
so
one,
much.
you know, originally we wanted to do the Saxophone Man song from the Lost Boys, which is
I still believe.
I Still Believe, yeah.
Let's sing it. How does it-
I still believe. Tim Capello or whatever, the saxophone player. He was he was like, he had your body type, but it was oiled up. His hair pulled back.
It was in Lost Boys?
Yeah. It's when they're all at the carnival.
Oh,
Or
yeah, okay.
On the pier, yeah.
This is a part I want to edit out because I'm embarrassed that I'm just saying that movie's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any idea? I've been trying to figure this out for a long time, and I don't know. What are the lyrics about? What is that song about?
Oh, Cry Little Sister?
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, well, I mean, I don't know. It was
You
weird.
have a slight kind of idea, I bet.
Yeah,
Like
slightly,
me.
man. It's because, I mean, it kind of follows along the whole vampire theme, but the part that always weirded me out was like the children Catholic stuff. I was like, what the fuck is? That's so weird, man. It's like pedophilia, you know?
All right, so did you guys get that feeling too? I just want to feel like one with you guys. Like I'm not the only one who had those thoughts too.
Yeah,
Wait a
no,
minute,
I was like, you know what? We're not putting children in this shit. Fucking go with the low notes and write it out. So, but yeah, I mean that was even influenced from a lot of Nine Inch Nails stuff. It was more of this industrial pinch, but there was that dark industrial, you know, that kind of went along with it. So I just wanted to feel deep and brooding, and just kind of go deeper down than what the original does.
So you guys, I think gotta get on the road soon because we're here in NOLA, but you're down in Pensacola.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't plan for that to rhyme.
Yeah. Or as Danny Phil calls it, Pepsi Cola.
Is that what he calls it? That?
Yeah, he's like, hello, Pepsi Cola.
Have you seen them?
Oh yeah, man, he was here.
wow.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times
Recently.
now. So.
Oh, really?
Very recently.
Yeah, we just saw him in Destin. Was it last month?
A couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago, yeah, something like that. Yeah, a couple weeks ago maybe.
You guys should go on the road with them.
I told
it'd be
Tom,
awesome.
I was like, I can't believe you didn't fight and scratch and claw to get back because we played on the stage that they played on. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, you got
Yeah.
connections. Why didn't you get back there? I would have been back there.
Yeah, there's no telling what he would have done to get back.
How
there.
how cool would it be to meet?
No,
him?
yeah, I know. Yeah, you're
It's
right.
awesome.
No, it's true. It's true. All right, guys, this has just been so big because you guys are such an incredible band.
Thank you.
And, you know, who knows? I'm probably going to get, you know, he was up there sucking dick and everything in that interview. But you know what? I don't care, okay? I stand behind all this. I mean it. These guys are an absolutely incredible band. And what you've pulled off, nobody else has done that.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Yeah, I think for now, I wish somebody would so I could quit.
Yeah. That's such a
very exhausting.
sounding thing to say.
It's very exhausting. I mean, it's fun. It has its moments, but it's very exhausting. So.
Well, shit. All right. Well, you know what? All I can say to you guys right now is just thank you so much for taking the time to talk to pretty much a nobody.
Man.
And you know, I really truly mean that.
We appreciate you.
It's always a pleasure talking
Oh
to you.
no, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. But all right. Well, I wish you guys nothing but success, as much success as you want. I hope you tour with Cradle of Filth.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Shit. I don't know what else to say about that. Whatever else you guys
No, it's
want
good.
to do.
Hey, but thank you for Raquel. I mean, she's got all this together, set all this up. I know you're going with I Am tomorrow. The sit with them. So no, it's been great, man. The whole trip's been great. So.
I think in order for us to tour with Cradle of Filth, the Dirt Stars will have to align.
So do you go into that joke? Or
day.
just leave it for
No,
Tyler's calling quits on that one.
We'll see if anyone's curious enough.
Yeah.
Oh, one other
they'll
thing.
ask.
Just 'cause I was thinking, like, oh, you should like do a shirt with like a hidden Dirt Star on it.
Ooh.
Well, Joey
We could.
Hernandez did a shirt for you guys.
Yeah, he did, man. He did a phenomenal job. So
Yeah.
it really, to me, kind of spoke everything that we are and what we do. Is hoisting the Vinland flag from the guys that are no longer doing
and
this.
it's important to mention about that logo is we had no input on that.
Yeah, we had none. Joey
He did that
did
all
that,
on
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Because we got quite a bit of hate, but I'm like, look, we had
we
nothing
went
to do.
quite a bit. Yeah,
Well,
we had
it was
some people.
enough to be like, we had to
Oh,
kind
you're
of
fucking ripping off. You're ripping off everything.
But that was all of his. That
Yeah,
all
it's
came
his
from
doing.
his mind.
Yeah.
So.
I just that's something that I don't understand. Where it's like if millions and millions of people love Black Sabbath,
Yeah.
as a result,
Look at all the bands.
what's that?
Look at all the bands that came from
Yeah,
Black Sabbath.
right. You know,
Yeah.
and same thing with Typo Negative.
That's right.
And I just think that like they don't get it. You know, they might not get it now.
I don't think they want to. A lot of them, I think, are offended by it because, but okay, well, I'll see you at the next Typo Negative concert.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
like,
laugh, but you're spot on.
yeah. I mean, it's gone, man. It is gone. And I don't know. We like
Funny
to play
because it's
live.
sad.
It is sad. It's very sad, but we enjoy playing some songs live and giving that to the people if we can do it, and if we can do it the best as it sits, then fuck it, we'll do it. I don't know, man.
There you go. Is there anything else that you guys want to share before before we wrap it up?
Nah, man, you're good. Yeah, thank you for being here again. So
Thank
we
you.
enjoy it.
Check out Letters to Existence.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
That's right. What's the label? Is that no? It's independent, right?
It's independent, yeah.
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 Good for you guys.
Yep.
All right, headbangers. It has been my absolute privilege to sit here with October Noir, and you already know, man. I don't need to talk about how incredible they are because I already said it like 50 times, and I mean that. So, all right, stay tuned to the Concrete Spew Space, and we'll see you next time. And you can tell I like spent all my energy, chopping it up with you guys and everything. But, all right, we'll see you next time on Concrete Spew. Stay heavy, stay wild, stay cool, stay whatever the hell you want. Stay metal, my friends.